Taurus, welcome to your March 2019. What's this called? A relationship reading. So typically once a month I do love readings, and a couple times I've experimented with doing 2 readings in 1 month, one for singles and one for relationships. And this is one of those months where I've decided to do that. So if you are single and looking for a love reading, I've already posted a reading for Taurus for the month of March. So check it out on my channel. Just shuffling the cards here. Sometimes I get, and this was an actual Taurus person, can't you show yourself picking the cards? Actually, these 2 came out, so I'm going to do it. You know, having the cards on the table, and I do in some of my readings. But sometimes I just don't feel like it. It's night. I don't want to pick up these cards. And I'm just doing them. I shuffled them, but I'm behind the camera. Alrighty then. Well, first and foremost, I just want to say that those 2 cards in the upper right seemed like they wanted to come out together, so I picked them. But oh my goodness gracious, out of 7 cards, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards. Oh, I was thinking, well, what is going on with Taurus in March that will warrant such change agent cards? Well, Uranus is going into Taurus, and Uranus is a planet of erratic change. It's a change agent. It's kind of like exciting in a very unusual, it's an unusual influence. There's a certain excitement with Uranus, but it's kind of, can be nervous energy, I would say, but very innovative energy. And this is great for Taurus because Taurus tends to be kind of, the word that jumped into my mind was stodgy, and I don't mean that in a terrible way, but I mean Taurus is a fixed earth sign, so there's a lot of consistency, which is great, and practicality, but sometimes originality needs to be injected into a Taurus person, and that's what Uranus is all about. Total nonconformity and all that jazz. So maybe that's why I'm seeing all these all these major arcana cards. The heart of the matter is the Temperance card, and this card connects to the sign of Sagittarius, if that means anything to you. By the way, this reading is meant for people who are in troubled relationships, not for people in good relationships. So the Temperance card could be you dealing with a partner who has some sort of addiction. Maybe they have, maybe they're trying to maintain their sobriety. Okay, that's how I see it, because remember the Temperance Union and all that kind of thing. So I always associate the Temperance card with trying to maintain one's sobriety. Notice that I said trying. So that might have been the problem in your relationship. And the problem is that you may feel like you're not sure if the other person's telling the truth. I mean, that's one possibility. And the other thing is that even if that person is sober, they may be still engaging in behavior that is considered, or you know, attitudes that are considered very negative. So even if you're not using, you can still have those habitual responses to life that are not really helpful, and maybe like a lot of cynicism, a lot of just general negativity, and that may be affecting you. One thing that I want to call attention to with this card, I should have, says this angel has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. So isn't that funny that that looks like Aquarius, the water bearer with those cups or whatever they are. So this can also be about having a grounded approach while also being spiritual. And so what I think this means, because the cups relate to, and the water, you know, the cups, is your emotional nature. And we could also say the spiritual nature. But the ground, the earth, is about practicality. So basically, you may be seeing your relationship more realistically and seeing whether or not you feel there is love for that. Let's put it this way, that the love that you may feel for your partner really is good for your life. So yeah, you could say you're in love, but then if you are a nervous wreck and you can't concentrate on your work, or if you're in school and you can't concentrate on school, then what good is it? So this person may be putting you through the paces with their problems. And you may be trying to be that solid rock that a Taurus person is, but you may be suffering because of it. In the past position, we have the King of Cups. Now, I've been getting in some of these readings cards that suggest that a new person has arrived on the scene. I'm thinking that's a Scorpio because the Death card is there too, which is your opposite sign. But in addition to that, the other water signs are Pisces and Cancer. And I don't know if that card connects to Cancer specifically. This could be like a counselor, though, or a priest or a clergyman who you have talked to. So if you have been dealing with some kind of addiction issue with a partner, or, you know, I guess it could even be yourself, and because sometimes when people get sober, they realize that their relationship is really bad, and that they have been kind of not really aware of it because they've been so out of it. So, I mean, it could be on your end as well. I was thinking about that movie, and it was a really good depiction of addiction. When a Man Loves a Woman, and Meg Ryan was the woman, and once she got sober, the marriage was messed up, and it was really quite sophisticated, because it showed how, you know, it was almost like her husband needed her to be the wayward soul, you know, so to speak. And once she got strong, the dynamics completely changed in the relationship. He was like the savior. He was like the good guy, and she was the one who was bad, who was always using, you know, who was always getting drunk and all that. So it was really interesting how, because it showed the other party and how they, you know, how they feed off of that themselves, their partner's addiction, that they can feel good about themselves, that they're not in that position. But, you know, being a codependent, when the other person's getting sober, that can really threaten that person, you know, because they don't have an identity anymore. So this could mean that the relationship is, you know, now that if somebody has gotten sober, there's not really that relationship anymore, because it was all based on the dysfunction. Another possibility is that you have met somebody who is a water sign individual, and that makes you feel like you're on an even keel again. So the Temperance card could be balance, and maybe you've met somebody that makes you feel more balanced. And Taurus is like I said, you tend to be a rock, but you have feelings like everybody else. So sometimes if you're involved in a relationship that's not really healthy, then that can put you out of kilter, you know? And so you may have found somebody that really gets you, that understands what makes you tick. I did pick an additional card, and this is the Judgment card. And I've been getting this card. It's a card of rebirth. Funny, death and rebirth. There you go. And you know, I was thinking too, maybe the rebirth is the new moon. So maybe we're talking about the timeline here. Maybe the spiritual message is look at that timeline. So from the time of the full moon in your sign, which I think, was it early November? I think it was probably early November, until the full moon in maybe Scorpio, which is on May 18th. That's going to be in your 7th house. This could be speaking of like the disintegration of a relationship. And the Judgment card is about rebirth, that maybe during that time frame, it's going, you know, it's a gradual disengagement and then just ending it. But it's nothing to be sad about, because it's all about cause and effect. It happened. That's what the Judgment card represents too, cause and effect. It's not just happening randomly. It happened for a reason. And even if you've met somebody else, doesn't matter if the primary relationship was already you know, falling apart. What crosses you is represented by the World card. So again, I think I got a similar situation for Aquarius. This is a card of, this is the last card of the Major Arcana, and speaks to kind of endings, putting, you know, tying up loose ends in some area of your life and finalizing something, like finalizing a divorce. The Judgment card could be a legal judgment, but this is like, it's not finalized. Something is left undone. So the thing is that with Mercury retrograde in March, it might just be that something is not able to be finalized until maybe April. Who knows? I mean, after this period. And so it might just be like a temporary blip. It's nothing to get too concerned about, I guess. What's coming in is represented by the King of Swords. This could be like a judge, somebody who has to make a very sober decision. Now, this, if this is an Aquarius, this could be them, but I feel like, Taurus, you're really trying to remain detached from this situation, because you may have mixed emotions. If this is somebody that you've been with for a long time and you're leaving, or you're getting divorced, or you're just, moving out, you probably have a lot of good memories with this person. It probably wasn't all bad. And so you may be questioning yourself, am I doing the right thing? Is this a bad thing to, do to this other person? Am I doing something to them? And you may question yourself, of course, but you have to be happy. It's not good enough to stay in a relationship that is not mutual love. And even if the other person says that they care, you have to care. I mean, romantically. And so you're ruled by Venus, so love is very important to you. The outcome is the Empress card. This is your card, the Earth Mother energy. And so this is you choosing love. If there is some kind of, if you feel like this relationship that you're in, maybe, like I was saying, maybe somebody has gotten sober and now there's no reason to stay together, just like in that movie that I was talking about, because the dysfunction is what kept you together. Perhaps when you first met, you were drinking too, and so both of you were in that scene, and you quit first, and by the time they quit, you had already fallen in love with somebody else, or you just don't have that trust anymore, or you just don't have, maybe you're afraid that they're going to go back and you're not sure. The Empress card too, as a card for the mother, if you are of childbearing age, you may be thinking, who is a good father for my child? You know, I want to have children, but I don't want to have children with somebody that I'm afraid is going to fall off the wagon, and that I'm going to subject my child to this. Or if you already have children, you know, having them live in a household with addiction may be something that you refuse to do. There's all kinds of possibilities. But based on the cards that I've gotten, like the Death card and the World card, even in the reverse position, it says to me that I don't think that a current relationship is going to last, because there's just too much that has happened. And you want that sense of balance in your life. You've been on too many roller coaster rides. And so when we look at her, there was something, oh, this is, I was thinking of the Rider-Waite deck, I think. It doesn't have the same symbolism. In any case, this is a card of love, and you may be wanting, maybe there is somebody who you've met that is like a Scorpio person who really feels more like somebody who is emotionally available, is showing affection. With the King of Cups, we're talking about somebody who is very mature emotionally. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who is emotionally immature, and they really had a hard time expressing their feelings. And it ruined the relationship because you never knew what they were really thinking, and you felt like they didn't really care. And maybe they did, but they just didn't have that maturity to be able to share themselves with you. And so it wasn't going to work. So in any case, I like that Empress card for you, Taurus, because it does connect to you. And it's like being true to yourself and what you stand for. Okay, well, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personalized reading, please check my online offerings. I will link it below. Take care. Bye.